Delighted to have Alah Rozanovsky back again after her most beautiful performance for us a while. I guess it's been a while back. So she's quite a fascinating individual, and obviously, as you've heard, an extremely talented musician. So welcome back, Alah. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the performance.
Can I talk without microphone? Do you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah? Is it enough? Is it enough without microphone? Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming. I am Alah Rozanovsky, and I'm Ukraine born. I live in America for almost 23 years, and I would like to present my program, which is called Songs of Survival from Behind the Iron Curtain, because I was born in a country that does not exist anymore. It's Soviet Union, and you can find this country on any map. It just disappears from the face of the earth. And now this part that I was born is Ukraine, and I was born in Kiev, Ukraine, in the family of musician. My mother was a concert pianist, and she was my first piano teacher. So I started playing as soon as I grew enough just to touch. I was 3 years old, and by the age of 10 years old, I was playing by ear everything that my mother was playing. I was playing Beethoven, melodies, Rachmaninoff. And then I went to music school, and then to a college. This is prestigious Ukrainian college. It's kind of like Juilliard School in America. This is Clear Music Academy, and I'm graduated. But what is about survival? Survival is just following me. All skills that I learned in my life, musical, poetical skills, they require always for me survival. Because after I was born, just few months later, my grandfather, who was a Christian and very humble man, who was holding just Bible classes in his home, he was arrested by KGB agents and sentenced to 10 years of Siberian concentration camp. And my parents were told that, be ready, you are the next. And I was just a baby, was born. But miracles happened, and my grandfather survived. Because Russian dictator Stalin died first, and my grandfather returned home after very hard life in Siberia, but he kept his faith, and he became also my first preacher. So all my childhood years that my parents were teaching me about Bible values, and also many books in Father Library that I started reading, and America become my dream, because my parents somehow were receiving subscription of the journal America in Russian language. And I saw those beautiful pictures from Hollywood movies, of course, and I just fall in love with the word America. It's like almost I was 5 years old, and I decided I must move to America one day in the future. And fast forward 40 years, all my family members who survived persecution, including me, arrived to America as political refugees. So actually dreams do come true. And I would like now play one of my favorite hymns in honor of the one who fulfilled our dreams. This is my arrangement, but you will recognize the melody. Not a test, it's for real. So when I arrived to America, first, of course, it was euphoria, because dream came true and everything was so happy and just green and blue. And I started learning English. I knew English in Russia, but we studied British version of English. So when I came, I could not tell beginning of the phrase, end of the phrase. It was all beautiful, but like birds singing. So I was learning English. I came to America as young widow with a son teenager, because my husband that I married back in Ukraine, he died after 4 years of marriage because of heart surgery. He was my hero. He was not athletic, he was not something like people read in newspapers, like firefighters or paramedics, rescue. No, he was very simple, very humble librarian. He loved books, and he is also my big example of love for life. He is also a survivor, because he was born with incurable heart condition, and doctors said that he will live only until 11 years old, and that was all. But he was very active boy, and he loved to go to school, although he could not walk a long way, So his older brother often put him on his shoulders, and this way he could go to school. And sometimes teachers just came to them, to their home, to teach him, because he was very curious, very teachable boy. And he loved books, he loved reading newspapers. And there were some children newspapers in my country that he read an article that in my city of Kiev, he was not born in Kiev, he was born far from me. In my city of Kiev, there was some young doctor, medical doctor, cardiologist, surgeon, that started performing surgeries, experimental, on the open heart. And it was exactly his condition that doctor was practicing. So he read this newspaper. He brought this newspaper to his parents and he said, "Take me to Kiev, to this doctor. I want to live." And they took him. They had 10 children. They had a household, field, garden, cow, goat, and they left everything and they took a boy to Kiev, to this surgeon, and the doctor agreed to take him, and parents signed all the forms that they will have no complaints of whatever will be outcome of this surgery, because it was totally experiential. And they left the child, he was then 9 years old, and they left him in the hands of doctors, nurses, and they moved back to home very far from Kiev, because household, family, work, and miracle happened. Many people died during surgeries, and this little boy survived. Very dangerous open heart surgery. Doctor was actually holding his heart for a few moments in his hands, and he survived, and actually he became almost healthy, except that he could not become an athlete because it could be too much stress on his heart. And he became librarian. He had college education and he loved books, so library was the best place for him. And I met him when I was in the retreat, Ukrainian retreat. For my vacation, I was piano teacher, and I had very big vacation time, actually all summer. And I met this director of the library. He fell in love with me, he said instantly. And he was writing for me, make me sign up for the library to take books for 1 month. And at those times, in 1975, it was a century ago, they had ink to write. And his hands became shaky. For some reason, he fell in love, and he turned all this ink, and his hands became all dirty with ink, and he took cologne water, like spray, cologne spray, like perfume was standing there, and he started cleaning, and he forgot where he is, who I am. He was just so, for some reason, I was younger, of course, pretty chick. And that's how he met me. But I was there with my younger brother. And this librarian, his name was Vladimir, he was afraid to approach me, otherwise than only in library, officially, formally. But he wanted to date me, to start dating. And he was afraid that this is my son, this is my younger brother. The whole month, for almost 30 days, 27 days, I was safe. He was not chasing me, he was very modest. He was not chasing any girl, but he was watching me, and he was thinking that this is my son. And only one day, 3 days before I moved back home, I was sitting on a bench. It was beautiful afternoon, sunshine. People were at the beach, in the wood. It was beautiful location of retreat. Some people were taking naps, and I was totally alone, sitting near the building on a bench and reading. I will forever remember beautiful thick book from the library, Movies of Charlie Chaplin, with beautiful illustrations. So I was reading. This my future husband, librarian, is working just whatever he was doing. He was just working, passing me, and he stopped. He became some kind of courageous, and he asked me, "What are you reading?" I said, "I am reading Movies of Charlie Chaplin. This is a book from your library." And he asked me how I like this book. I said, "I like very much." He asked me a few questions about my son, which was my brother. And I said, "Oh, my brother is somewhere with children." He said, "It's your brother?" I said, "Yeah, it's my younger brother." He said, "Can I sit down next to you?" I said, "Of course, please." So we started talking. He understands that I'm single. And to make a long story short, he just asked me for a date at night. At night in our retreat were dancing, but he was not dancing type. He was very modest. And we were dating, people were dancing. My brother's son was with children, and we were walking around this place and talking endlessly. It was our first date. And only one thing that he told me when he found out in 3 days I had to move back home. And only he said, "You will not live without being kissed." It was very daring of him, and I just laughed. So next day, he found me in a dining area, and he invited me for a date. It was second date. So we were walking around this area, and talking about life. And there was third date. On third evening, he also invited me, and it was my last day. I was supposed to disappear forever. And on third date, he proposed me. We were just walking on around the retreat area, and road was like country road, very dusty. And I said I have to leave to Kiev. I will go to work, back to music school. And he said, "You know what, Alah, if miracle could happen, of course I cannot carry you on my hands," because he was not athletic, and everybody knew in the retreat that he had heart surgery, and we looked to him like hero. And he said, "I cannot carry you on my hands, but I will live for you." So nobody ever told me like this. And I was dating guys in high school, in college, and they were nice people, attractive, handsome guys, but they never said anything like this. They were proposing, but not this kind of words. And I said, "You think I cannot marry you?" And he said, "Of course, you're a city girl." I said, "You know what? If you will ask me beautifully, nicely, in a special way, maybe I will marry you." And at this moment, he's standing in front of me on both of his knees on this dusty country road, and he took my hand and he asked, "Alachka, would you marry me?" And I was just joking, and he was not joking in this moment. And I looked And above me was just dark sky with beautiful shiny stars. And I wanted response. I didn't know what to do. I was a little bit confused because it started like very lightheartedly. But marriage is, I'm telling you, I have now shivers, goosebumps, because I actually didn't know what to do. I was joking, he was serious. And I said, yes. And he believed me. And because he believed me, I believed him. So he totally changed my life. 3 days. And he gave me his passport. In Soviet Union, it was forbidden by law to have your passport to give another person. Passport was supposed to be like your heart, always with you. And he wanted me to believe him that he will come next day in Kiev and we will go to the city hall to apply for marriage license. My parents didn't know anything. It was total surprise for everybody. And I didn't know this person. I just trusted this is something very special. And it was not a mistake. Also, he told me about his heart that he will not live long, very long life. And when our son was born, he said that he doesn't know how long he will live, but he asked me to promise that I will give higher education to my son. So I did that, and my marriage was very happy one. And it ended in 4 years, because in 4 years it was end of work of his heart. It lasted only that long. And I did not know also. His parents didn't know, his relatives, my relatives didn't know. But 4 years of our marriage were his last years and happiest years of his life. So this is about love of life and what happened from that love of people. These survival skills that I knew from childhood united us somehow in some way, and we met in an unusual way, and we married. I never did that anymore, this kind of experience to marry after 3 days of dating. But when I came to America, I was living for 1 year in different cities. In New York City, in Portland, Oregon, and then I moved to Baltimore, Maryland. I had sponsors, churches, different churches were my sponsors, and I was studying English and reading everything for practicing. I read newspapers, and some fine day I found dates, advertisements. My English was not perfect, but I found some advertisements. People wanted to date, to marry, so it was interesting for me to study. And I read all those advertisements. And I found one that I liked. I responded. And guy responded to me. Then we started exchanging letters and then telephone calls. And then I met this person. And so, again, I married in 3 months of dating. And I moved to my husband's house. He was homeowner. It was very pleasant to me because I came to America. I left everything behind. I was just a refugee and just studying new life. And everybody in the church that was my sponsor were so happy for me, and also they said, this is a miracle. We have so many single women here in America that speak English perfectly, they have careers, they have houses, they cannot marry. fine, suitable guy to marry. That's what I hear. So I was thinking I'm lucky. And maybe I was lucky for 3 months, and when my husband took me to his house, I learned this is probably a husband from hell, because he could not control his anger. And that's a big problem. I never faced this kind of problem. I faced danger of KGB when I was in the underground church. It was real danger. I also faced danger of Chernobyl nuclear explosion, and I survived through that. But danger of closest person that you trust, that told you for 3 months about love and bring you flowers and calling you every day and proposing. For me as a formerly Soviet person, when man is proposing, this is good man, because he is serious, he wants to be in charge of his life, he wants to create family, he is a serious guy. So that's what I was deceived. And I became legally blind year later, because I loved house and I was working like Cinderella. It was something new, beautiful house, beautiful pool in the backyard, beautiful wooded private area. Everything was so beautiful. I was surrounded by nice things, but I was in a cage, golden cage. But still it was cage, and I was very forgiven when he was exploding for any reason and without any reason. It was for me just like kind of, I need to have tolerance towards that, because I love this person, he married me, he's my legal husband, I must have tolerance towards him. And a year later, he hit me in the face, because I was reading all night, very thick library book. I love library, and I wanted to learn more English, and this book was about to be returned. I already renewed it for a few times, and like I knew next morning I was supposed to return this book. So I was reading all night. And my husband came in the morning, like about 6 o'clock in the morning, and started questioning me why I didn't come to a bedroom to sleep. And I just explained it was, I had to finish reading the book. And he could not just listen to me. He was very angry, and he shouting, and he was very tall. And he hit me in the face with his big fist. And I had retinal detachment, and then I had surgery, which did not improve situation. And a year later I became diagnosed like legally blind. So for now it's 17 years. I left my husband. I didn't divorce him, because I don't believe in divorces. But I could not do it because it could be dangerous for my life. So my son at that time, he was going to school in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He took me home to himself. And that's how I escaped probably fatal fights with my husband. I didn't know that it's called domestic violence. Exactly at that time on TV we were watching O.J. Simpson case, and I hear about domestic violence, I hear about that, and it just happened to me, but I survived this time also. And again, I would like to perform now, to interrupt my story, and I want to play one of my favorite American songs, classical song, which also was my song of survival. And it is Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. I love it especially now, this very symbolical song, because now I live, I walk around with permanent smoke in my eyes. I see you like through a fog in a smoke. So this song is beautiful, I love this melody, I made my own arrangement. I hope you will like it. After I became a victim of domestic violence, I was living in shelters for battered wives, and I became an advocate for women who were abused by their partners, husbands, boyfriends, and other family members. And I received a letter from then was President Bill Clinton that he wrote me what he is doing to protect women, that no one will raise hand in anger, in violence against women. And at the time, I wrote a poem, I am a woman. I am a woman. I am proud. I know am a saint, I am a clown, I never let things put me down. I went through any kind of stress, and I can deal with any mess. I ate all bitterness enough, and I just need a lot of love. I need to dance, to swim, to run. I need whatever there is fun. I need a party with my friends. I need a touch of loving hands. I need to think. I need to pray. For this is only the way to live, to love, to reach, to handle, to be a woman strong and gentle, to be a beauty, not a beast, to write a poem at least. I would like to perform some more Russian songs from Soviet movies of World War II time. They were very nice romantic movies, and they lived spirits of soldiers on front. My father was veteran of World War II, and I learned those songs from my mother, and I always play them in honor of my parents. This is from President Clinton, from the White House. I will keep it, maybe someday I will open museum. And also about Chernobyl, I mentioned that nuclear explosion, you know that, very close from Kiev city that I was born and lived. And one fine day in April 1986, it happened, nuclear explosion. I was working at that time. I was accompanied for gymnast, and we didn't know anything. It was not like immediately news came to the public. Nobody told us, just not even piece of information. We knew later, so there was no precautions. Children were also exposed. Radiation was everywhere, in dust, in food. Totally everything was covered with dust, but we didn't know that. So later we received some information, but on May 1st, there is big celebration, big holiday in the Soviet Union. Previously, it was like day of Labor Day, and always government is present everywhere, and big parade, like Macy parade in New York, something very special on May 1st. And at that time, radiation was everywhere, and they didn't cancel parade. So children were walking first, starting parade. They usually beautifully dressed with flags, flowers, balloons, and they were not supposed to be there because this is very high radiation. But nothing was cancelled, so life was going on like usually. Some people that were able to evacuate their families, they did. But for example, my family, we had to work. And a couple of years, it was difficult situation in Ukraine, Belarus, and also the world found out because radiation cloud came to Sweden and actually around the world. So I was feeling like I missed my chance that I was not born during, like before World War II, because my father told me that musicians and singers and all kinds of performers came to the front to entertain the troops. So I was not even born at the time, so I was always thinking I missed my chance to be there. Because if I were adult at that time, I would definitely go to France and perform as pianist with my songs to lift spirits of soldiers. And just life, my destiny was entertain the troops, actually. I was invited to entertain the troops in Chernobyl. It was time when cleaning crew were working there, and they were all military. So there was actually front and all military base. And I was performing in the city of Kiev with my own songs and concerts like pianist and reading poetry, and I was invited to go there. So they said they will come, they take me and bring me to Chernobyl to give a concert. And then they would take me home, and it was winter time, I remember it was January, and I was so thrilled by this possibility, and I thought this is not dangerous, this is just big honor for me. So totally forget about possibility of danger. And they took me there, and I was on this, inside of this station, inside of this military base, and just a couple of miles from the broken reactor of where explosion happened and temperature was so high inside the reactor that Japanese robots that were working there were melting totally of high temperature. They showed me big room like this and stage, and piano was standing on the stage. I was supposed to play on this piano, but organizers of this concert said that they asked me, "Are you not afraid to play on this piano?" And I said, "No, why should I be afraid? This is a familiar instrument to me." And they said, "You know what, this piano is shining with radiation on our emitters." So it looked like this, very nice. But what I cannot see cannot hurt me. That's what I was thinking. And I was playing for them. I was only one woman on the stage. All men were working there on fixing this after disaster. And I was told also, I was prepared, they told me that all guys will be coughing all the time. And they said, "Don't worry, it's not flu. This is how radiation affects their lungs." And actually, yes, there were a whole room full of people. They came, all seats were taken, people were standing near the windows, people were standing at the doors, and they were coughing all the time. So from that I understand it affects everybody, probably sooner or later it will affect me maybe. But at that time I was excited that I am entertaining the troops. And they also told me that military guys were working in shifts, 2 months work and then go home for 2 months, and other people coming. So also they were told not to be intimate with their wives at home because of danger of mutation, birth defects. So the situation was difficult, dangerous actually, but as musician and poet I could only express my feelings and whatever fears in my poetry, in my performances, and I'm glad I did that. Somehow I was protected. I don't know how I was protected, but I feel safely. And I received this certificate. This is only one in the world original from this exactly military base in Chernobyl. And that's how Soviet time it looked like. Red flags, and it is written certificate of honor, which I can call, or a journalist called certificate of bravery that I went there. And here is a picture of Lenin, who was founder of the Soviet Union, and here all seal and signatures of people, administration of this military base in Chernobyl. So this is also for my future museum. So this is about that. Somehow people become interested in my story, life story, and when I came here to Florida, I came from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I found somebody that I knew 40 years ago. I found in my building my former co-worker that was working in the same music school that I was working as piano teacher. We were young, like 20-something years old, and all of a sudden, 40 years, we were not even friends, just co-workers. We didn't know what happened to us, to each other. We were not interested. All of a sudden, I found here in my building here in Clearwater. So it was an interesting story. We didn't recognize each other. In my building where I live now, there is community room with nice piano. So I used to play for my neighbors. And one day, after I was living there for a year, and I was always playing the piano, I just came to the lobby to pick up my mail, and I hear in my piano room, on my piano, somebody was playing, like I play, some classical music. And I just came, and there was an older lady, and we started talking. I introduced myself, and she started speaking English with accent. I said, do you know Russian? She said, yes. So we started speaking in Russian. We didn't recognize each other at all, just like new people. And I asked her, can we go outside and walk to see the area? She was new neighbor. And I said, I'm from Kiev, Ukraine. She said she is also from Kiev, Ukraine. I said, I was piano teacher there. She said, I was a piano teacher too. So we were talking like this, and by the time we came back, we knew that we were working in the same school, like two piano teachers. We knew same people, same students, same area, same number of schools, same addresses. So it was interesting for us. And she said that to our management. She ran to them, to the office, and crying and said, I found Alah, we were working 40 years ago together. And everybody was touched. And then journalists came from Tampa Bay Times. And they interviewed us for about 3 hours, make many pictures, and it was an article which called Musical Serendipity. Two teachers reunited. And here is our picture. That's me here, that's my co-worker, neighbor, and behind us this historical piano. We found each other together. So it was like I become Tampa Bay celebrity, and I received a bunch of letters from Tampa and also St. Pete and even from Sarasota. People read that, they were touched, and some gentlemen wrote me also. They wanted dating. Actually, my husband that was abused died in 2005. And this day, I forgot technology. Okay. So I was single and a widow, and when I received letters, it was interesting, some of them, but actually, because of my eyesight, I was very careful, and I sent everybody thank you cards, and that's all. But one card, special card, was more interesting than others. Plus, this person was obviously a guy, but he didn't write about himself like other people from Tampa, for example. I even received job offers from some very wealthy family. They had mansion and 2 children. They wanted me to live in and to be piano teacher for their kids. But I refused because I wanted to keep my little independence and to live in my little apartment. But one card I just could not say simply thank you, because it was nothing. He wrote about himself. He wrote about me, that he was very touched by my story, and he loves music, and he wanted to come one day and just to hear me playing. He didn't offer date or job for me, nothing like this, very modest. So I was thinking, what should I do? How should I respond? It was interesting, but no background, no biodata, nothing, no age, nothing. And I was thinking for 10 days. And then I sent thank you card, and I asked if he wants to come. He can come, but I need to have more information. Who is he? And have picture of how I look like. I would like to know also because I am legally blind, and newspaper said so, that I'm legally blind, and I said, no blind date for me. I need to be prepared in advance who is coming. So, after 10 days, I sent this information, this little thank you card, and like in 2 days I received a response with nice picture, and also nice letter that this guy writes that he was working in media, like a photojournalist, and he wrote that he is divorced, no children, and he asked me to call him. He gave me telephone number. And then I called and we started talking, and then he said, if you need to go some specific place, I can take you. So it was not romantic, nothing romantic yet started, and I didn't know if it will start, but I had to go to supermarket, grocery shopping. So I said, can you take me to Aldi? I plan to go to Aldi. He said, yes, I can take you to Aldi. I said, okay, can you take me also to Nature's Food Park? He said, yes, I can take you to Nature's Food Park. I said, okay, can you take me also to Walmart? He said, yes, of course. I said, okay, you got a date. So, this is my first day. Nobody can believe me that on my first day I went to 3 grocery stores. And what is most important, this guy came with flowers on first day. He was very romantic. He just opened his truck for me, and on passenger seat I saw some package. I said, what is here? And he said, that's for you. And I saw it was beautiful bouquet of flowers. So he took me to 3 stores, and he was very nice, and he asked me, would I like to go for another date with him? And I was thinking, yeah, probably I would like to go. And little by little we started meeting, going to the beach, and also, you know, music gallery. In Clearwater, it's a big piano store. They sell mostly Steinway grand pianos. And once a month, I was performing there because there is piano group. They found me through this newspaper. And they asked me to come and play piano once a month. So I was playing there. So this guy took me there also. And he is professional photographer. And to make long story short, it's already more than 2 years that we're dating. And last summer, in June, he gave me engagement ring. So, and he is sitting here also. His name is Ken. And his boyfriend, best friend, and my sighted guide. So I'm grateful for this possibility and for this newspaper. And this newspaper was written by a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, Lane DeGregory. And it was written like I could not believe it was like a movie about my life. Maybe I think one day my life story will become some kind of TV movie because it has everything for that, and even there are parts when they say, stay by, because we have temporary difficulties. So that's about my miracles of musical serendipity and of my meeting of interesting, unusual people. And now I would like to present 2 of my own compositions. And this is what I wrote, which I call from 4 dimension, because music just came to me like a gift, and I just wrote it very fast. Now I cannot write music which come to me at night, because my neighbors, they go back to sleep at 9 o'clock, and sometimes I hear music at 2 o'clock at night, but I just cannot play, cannot touch piano, cannot disturb them. But those I wrote actually at night. Well Center, I would like to tell you that surviving is not just the end of the road. You must survive and have fun doing that. That's why I like so much to perform here. People who come here, they want to age well, and this is what counts, because not just by default doing anything, but doing that well. And first of all, I have suggestion. I also try to age well, but more specifically, I try not to age at all. So I call myself baby bloomer. You know, I was born some time ago, I forgot when, and my generation is now called baby boomers. So I was thinking, this is something like, it fits my chronological age, but it does not fit my constant desire for renewal. That's why I try to give this message that we're all who want to age well, baby bloomers, we are. And I have a little suggestion. I would rename this wonderful Aging Well Center into Age Reversal Center. I think that's more fit, it's more for my heart. And what happened to me next after I was losing eyesight, going through denial, depression, like every step of the way, like everybody else, I could not believe that it happens to me. I was already living in my dream in America. They took 40 years to manifest, actually, and what happened to me was so not exactly what I wanted and what I expected. I was full of hopes, and then visual disability. I cannot drive. American women are so happy, so lucky. You can drive. It's like having wings. So in 2006, I became a totally new person. I became a raw foodist. R-A-W, raw. I stopped cooking for good. I was a good cook. All my family in Ukraine, grandma and mom and aunt and everybody, all women, even men, were good cooks. And my grandfather, that was survived Siberian concentration camp, his profession was actually pastry chef. So cooking, baking was a very important subject in my family. But when I became visually impaired, I could not handle those open fire, and many times I burned my fingers. I could not tell distance from the open fire and electric fire, electric stove also. I just could not tell distance because I lost stereoscopic vision, which must be in 2 eyes. And my son was bodybuilder at that time, and he was always looking to improve his diet. He was on healthy lifestyle. I was vegetarian since I was 20 years old. I was thinking this is the best. But then my son found for me something new, that I don't have to burn my fingers, raw vegan diet. And he gave me a lot of materials, and I just want, for reference, to show you information that I started. This is author from Russia. She's American writer, and she's lecturer. Her name is Tonya Zavasta, and this is one of her wonderful books. Her favorite book was Your Right to Be Beautiful. And her website is Beautiful on Raw, because she was born disabled, totally crippled. She could not walk. and she underwent many surgeries back in the Soviet Union, but they did not help. She was crippled. She became teacher of mathematics, and she married, but she was miserable because her dream was to be beautiful. They moved to America, and she found one surgeon who agreed to make her another surgery, and she has now artificial hips made from titanium, and she called herself Bionic Woman. And she became actually hero. She's doing yoga. She can make full slit, together with those artificial hips. This is difficult even for healthy person. So she's our hero. And I met her personally together with my friend back in Pittsburgh. I organized her lecture in one big church, and for 2 hours, this very wise and very brave woman, she was talking, not sitting. I saw she was walking between the chairs and never sit for 2 hours. So this surgery was actually very successful, and her dream to become beautiful and cover girl came true. So she became raw foodist, very healthy. She is raw foodist for 16 years, and she wrote this book. I recommend everybody who wants to be healthy, strong, and forever young. This is Quantum Eating. And she's writing now a book about Pythagoras, famous mathematician and philosopher. This is her idol, and she wants to prove he was vegetarian, and she wants to prove that he was raw foodist also. And again, her website, Beautiful on Raw. I am raw foodist for 8 years, just half of her time. And we are in contact with her, and this is one of my messages. Survival skills, never lose sense of humor, never lose optimism, and also to be on a healthy lifestyle. So we not only age healthfully, we just stop aging, we just reverse this biological process. And here, very important, another book that I also study, and I want to spread this message. This book, you know this author, Deepak Chopra, he is very famous medical doctor and philosopher, and this book is Ageless Body, Timeless Mind, exactly what doctor ordered. So I recommend everybody to read this book. If nothing else, you will feel younger by the end of the book. And he writes about mind over body. And this is very important for now. We started having this possibility to practice in many opening, like mushrooms grow, many groups. They teach exactly yoga, meditation, and mind over body experience. And this book teaches about the point. We have point in our life where belief become biology. So whatever we believe, whatever we put in our thoughts, become our body, emotions, and that's how we can prevent destroying ourselves, like naturally by default. By default, we're just going to become nothing. But if we just make this effort and put certain approach to our lifestyle, change, little change here, little change there, changes in diet, so we will see not only improvement, but totally new us. And I have this, you know, you have this saying, fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it. I changed it just a little bit. Instead of fake, I put faith. faith in God, faith in people, faith in country, faith in ourselves. And I speak on this subject. My slogan is faith it until you make it. Because as scriptures teach us, faith is actually a substance of things that we desire to receive, to have. So if we have faith in our ageless body and timeless mind, we can get that. It will manifest. It is first invisible, but then belief meets biology, as Dr. Chopra teaches. So this is my message. And I have ministry. My first ministry is musical and poetical ministry, and I call that Arm of God. Arm is abbreviation for Alah Rozanovsky ministry. So, Arm of God, this is power. Alah Rozanovsky ministry is on human level. And Alah Rozanovsky ministry, Arm of God, that's power. And about faith, I have a poem. And about this power, and about mixing me, little human, and with endless, limitless possibilities of God, I wrote a poem about faith. Not fake, faith. When I'm in faith, I'm feeling better. My life is vibrant, new, and fresh. My mind is ruling over matter, and Holy Spirit enters flesh. And I'm honoring and blending my human nature with divine. And heaven seemingly is sending eternal call. Arise and shine. Thank you. I would like to tell you, to share with you some of my little secrets of being baby bloomer so you will know and maybe practice that. Number one, to keep optimistic worldview. And if you found yourself on a detour, just start enjoying this scenery. And number two, here in Florida, we have storms, thunderstorms, so I developed my next motto. Instead of waiting for storms to pass, just learn to dance in the rain. You of today's joy. That's why I'm trying to do that throughout all my experiences, which some journalists call trials and tribulations. And this is heavy words, it's like hard words, like very hard life. But I prefer to call those adversaries blessings in disguise, because I learned so much from those happenings and those challenges in my life. And you know, they say if they will not kill you, they will make you stronger. So this is my message for you. Age Reversal Center. I hope someday my dream will come true also. And I would like to play now for you my dedication to my motherland, Ukraine. I was not there for 23 years. So to me now this is just different country, different people. I don't know, but I want to help them my way, with music, with my feelings. And one day I was just walking in my building and asked my neighbors to say peace to Ukraine. And they said peace to Ukraine. And then I continued walking, I asked another neighbor, say peace to Ukraine. And they said peace to Ukraine. So it was very nice activity, just not going even from my building. And then I wrote a beautiful melody, which I decided to dedicate to my motherland, Ukraine. So do you have little time or it's already 2:30? Can somebody tell me what time is now?
2:30.
It's
2:30.
2 minutes. So I would like to play now one of my favorite classical operetta songs from Imre Kallman, operetta Princess of Circus. This is very cheerful. I want you march home, remembering this music. And this is special to me because there was a piano talent competition in Pinellas, which was called Pianist in Pinellas. And all this movement started in England 8 years ago. What happened? Very unusual movement. They put pianos in different locations, on the streets, in the stores, restaurants, just anywhere. And those pianos were painted by professional artists. Just usually piano we see can be black color, brown color, white color, and that's the most. But pianos that started this program, they must be painted by wonderful artists. So 8 years ago it started in England, and now it swept America. It happened already in Portland, Oregon. I have my sister, younger sister, who is professional singer and pianist also. Oh, sorry. When she was working in the park with her husband, all of a sudden near the bench they saw red piano. And on this red piano was written, "Play me." And her husband said, "Irina," my sister named Irina, "play." And there was a bunch of people just sitting on the benches, walking around. She started playing, and it was nice to spend time, applaudissements, and she did not know that this is just not just happening, not just accidentally. This is movement, and it is all across America. She told me about this red piano in Portland, Oregon, in summertime, and then I forgot about it. And in October, we read in the newspaper about this event planning here in Pinellas County. 11 pianos were donated by the owner of piano store, and they were stripped of their colors and they were sanded, and professional artists were supposed to paint whatever they want, whatever their fancy. Especially they were proposing that pictures of Florida life, ocean, dolphins, beautiful flowers. So it started in November. I saw this article and then I forgot about it. And in December, I was together with Ken in the Ruth Eckert Hall for Florida Orchestra Christmas concert. And when concert finished, we were in the lobby and Ken said, "Piano!" in the lobby. So there was gorgeous white piano covered with nice painting of red flowers, big red poppies. And of course he said, "Play." So I was playing, and people gathered after the Florida Orchestra. I stopped the traffic. They didn't go home, they just gathered around me, and they were listening. Piano was gorgeous. We made pictures of that. This is historical event. And then we found all other addresses, all 11 locations of all piano. One of them was on Pier 60. I think it is still there. And some French's Outpost restaurant, and Rosie restaurant, and Nature's Food Patch, and on Cleveland Street in Clearwater, and Greek restaurant, many locations. And in the courthouse also. So in the courthouse, beautiful piano, And it was talent competition. All pianists were invited, of all ages, all levels, all styles were invited to participate in that. And Ken said that he is my video man, and he said, let me make a video, and it was permitted only one piece, one tune. And placed on my YouTube, I have YouTube. If you will Google Alah Rozanovsky, so if you will put correctly spelling of my name, long name, you will find all my videos on YouTube. So we made video in the courthouse on wonderfully designed, painted piano with pictures of ocean and dolphins. And I played many things. And we selected one. And this one was Imre Karma song from the operetta Princess of the Circus. And this one won. So I want to play you. Was nice Encore party at the Winter Dolphin Adventures on 14th. And during this Encore party, we received prizes, and artists, they also have competition between themselves. All 11 pianos were gorgeously painted, and there was auction, where they sold those pianos like piece of art, and prices were like from $500 basic and up to 1,000 and 1,200 and more. So it was a wonderful event. It happened on January 14th. So it was the end of Pianist in Pinellas project, and it was conducted by Clearwater Arts Alliance. So they look forward to have more of that. So if you will meet piano in the bushes, you know, sometimes it happens, like grand piano in the bushes. This is what I call this well-organized coincidence. Just play on that, and don't worry, don't ask even permission of anybody, because it is written, play me, So what you can do, children play, everybody play, and everybody enjoy. I was playing just for fun, and my video is called, because I was playing on piano in the courthouse, and another piano I like also very much in the Dolphin, Dolphin Adventures. It was also a nice piano. So we wrote on my YouTube, Alah Rozanovsky is having fun with two pianos in Pianos in Pianella's program. So I would like to bless you and thank you so much for taking your time and come and have this communication with me and listen to my stories, and I hope you will read the books that I told you, and you will go on the website of very interesting person and expert in healthy lifestyle that overcame her adversities and become victorious, happy person, and great example for all us, role model. And I want to thank you very much for coming and for your attention.